paid-up policy. You will not be required to pay further premiums, and your insurer will still be liable for the benefits payable under this option. Now you know. IRA, promoting insurance, protecting the insured. This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
I am Loteni now. Atito, I am never coming to clean your house again. You can now clean your smelling in gym clothes, you are smelling in bathroom, you are smelling kitchen, you are smelling everything.
Shut up! Or better off, you better let me know tomorrow so that I can bring you women clothing. You join the women's club. You win.
Julia. Julia.
Amo.
You win. Now, this thing needs patience and precision. When you go in too fast, of course, you will get tired very easily.
Too much speaking. Why can't you get the and show us the action?
They say kutembea kwingi kuona mengi.
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
Je, umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka kwenye QuickBin ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM, ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitizama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353. Alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye QuickBin ni bidhaa bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
Good afternoon. This is Channel 1 Lunchtime News. I trust you're having a lovely Friday so far. Well, here on Channel 1, we have a comprehensive bulletin lined up for you. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Our sign language interpreter is Byron Abuli. Now, to kick us off this afternoon, we shall head over to State House, Nairobi, where Mother Koome is expected to take oath of office as Kenya's Chief Justice at State House, Nairobi. Now, a statement from the judiciary stated that Chief Justice Koome will then proceed to her new office at the Supreme Court, where she will be received by Judicial Service Commission, the Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu, Chief Registrar at the Judiciary Ann Amadi, Supreme Court Justice and the Judiciary Leaders Advisory Council. Thereon on Monday, that is the 24th of May 2021, the judiciary is expected to host an assumption of office ceremony to hand over instruments of power to the new Chief Justice. Koome was vetted by the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, and she was appointed by President Uhuru Kenyatta as the Chief Justice on May 19th, 2021. Her appointment follows the approval by the National Assembly on Wednesday this week. For now, let's head over to State House and Nairobi.
Ndio nasema hiyo kuweka chini hapa sitaki. Sinasikia ina link. Atafuta hapa. Hakuna Wambiru. Ndio hapa hizi vitu zina link.
Well, the images on the screen, we are waiting the newly appointed Chief Justice, Lady Justice Martha Koome, to take oath of office as Kenya's Chief Justice at State House, Nairobi. Koome was appointed by President Uhuru Kenyatta to be the country's next Chief Justice after vetting and approval by Parliament. Koome was vetted by the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee and was given a clean bill of health in her pursuit to succeed Justice David Maraga, who retired last December. During her vetting, Koome acknowledged before the committee chaired by Kangema Member of Parliament Muturi Kigano that there is a huge financial challenge and corruption allegations facing the judiciary, noting that making the National Council on Administration of Justice more powerful could assist in accountability and help expedite cases in court. She also pledged to restore harmony and end bad blood among the judiciary, the executive and parliament, recommending legislative intervention to help resolve any stalemate between the three arms of government. After the swearing-in ceremony, a statement from the judiciary stated that Chief Justice Koome will then proceed to her new office at the Supreme Court, where she will be received by the Judicial Service Commission, the Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu, Chief Registrar of the Judiciary Anna Madi, Supreme Court judges and the Judiciary Leaders Advisory Council. Thereafter, come Monday, May 24th of 2021, the judiciary is expected to host an assumption of office ceremony to hand over instruments of power to the new Chief Justice. Well, those images were coming in live from State House, Nairobi, where we are expecting the newly appointed Chief Justice Martha Koome to take oath of office. We shall be heading back there soon. For now, we proceed. National Assembly Majority Leader Amos Kimunya has downplayed political undertones that President Uhuru Kenyatta's popularity is waning in his Mount Kenya backyard. Kimunya says the outcome of Juja constituency and Rurii ward by-election is not a confirmation of the same, as the winning parties are affiliated to Jubilee, hence their members are supporters of the president.
Design were the Jubilee Party to lose in the Rurii ward Nyandarua County by-election. It was interesting when he took a hasty retreat and celebrated those he had sworn to frustrate. During the campaigns, Kimunya, alongside Water and Sanitation Cabinet Secretary Cicely Kariuki, went all lengths to ensure the party would clinch the seat. The majority leader in the National Assembly now says the United Democratic Alliance win in Rurii ward and the People's Empowerment Parties in Juja were largely a Jubilee win.
Ni kama timu mbili ya mpira, team A na team B. Lakini sasa walijipata team A na team B zimeenda kwa final. Ya? Sasa Jubilee main na Jubilee UDA wakakutana kwa fa. Kwa hivyo kikombe bado iko tu Jubilee. Lakini si hata Faith akija hapa anakujaga ni wa Jubilee. Hata kama anaongoza pande nyingine. Na uko chini yangu kuko bungeni. Rigathi Gachagua pia ni Jubilee. Na tulikuwa na yeye bunge, hata Nyoro wote ni wa Jubilee. Hiyo ni team A, team B, team A, team A ilishindwa na team B.
Kimunya now wants the winners of the by-elections to settle down and map out ways of helping their electorate. Meanwhile, Kimunya has welcomed last week's BBI verdict but says hope is still alive.
Koti imeamua, tunaheshimu koti na tutaendelea kwa rufani mpaka tupate haki ambayo tulikuwa tunatafuta katika hii safari ya BBI, usawa wa kura, usawa wa mali ambayo inagawanywa kwa kila sehemu, na pia ongezeko la mali ambayo inaletwa mashinani ili maendeleo ifikie wananchi.
This as Attorney General Kihara Kariuki petitions the appellate court to reverse the decision.
And away from that, police officers in Kajiado County are investigating rampant cases of livestock theft in the area. For the last 2 months, herders have allegedly lost more than 500 livestock in what residents say is a well-orchestrated scheme. Locals say rustlers have been striking in the night and in most cases managed to steal all targeted animals.
To impound a PSV 14-seater matatu ferrying stolen goods to an unknown location, handing the suspects over to the Kiserian police. The agitated herders accused the police of laxity and collision with the suspects.
Tumekuja hapa kwa hii kituo ya Kiserian police station kwa sababu ya mambo mawili. Kuna walifu walishikwa jana, kufikishwa hapa na si polisi walishika, ni sisi raia tulishika. Kufikishwa mahali hapa kuamka tukaambiwa mwizi ametoweka. Sasa sisi tunashindwa, kama mwizi anatoweka kwa mikono ya polisi tutakimbilia nani?
The police have vowed to deal with the menace. Locals say they have managed to track down some of their stolen animals to Githunguri in Kiambu County and Dagoretti slaughterhouses, signifying a ready market for the animals. They are, however, questioning the effectiveness of the roadblocks erected after the curfew hours, as vehicles used to ferry stolen livestock are still operating.
Wale ambao ilikuwa anaperekewa waende wachinje huko na wause huko. Ametuambia huyo gari analeta kondoo kila siku. Hata wao wanashangaa. Anasema huyo mtu ambaye wako na macho moja, yeye hiyo mbuzi ambaye ilikuwa analeta huko ni ya kuiba.
Polisi wote wa Kajiado hatuna imani na wao. Hatuna imani na wao. Hatuna imani na wao. Na tuogopi tukisema hivyo. Hatuwezi kuwa kila siku sisi hatuna mshahara, na hatuwezi kuwa kila siku day by day tunapoteza mali yetu. Na tunapoteza mali na roadblocks iko, curfew iko.
For Channel 1 News, I'm Wamboi Otiende.
Well, and on that note, we cross over to State House, Nairobi, where the newly appointed Chief Justice Martha Koome is set to take her oath of office as Kenya's Chief Justice at State House, Nairobi.
Shall take and subscribe the oath or affirmation of office. With Your Excellency's most gracious permission, sir, I will now invite the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary to administer the oath or affirmation of office to the Honorable Lady Justice Martha Karambu Koome as Chief Justice, and the Honorable Mr. Justice William Ouko Okello as Judge of the Supreme Court of Kenya. The Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, please proceed.
Please, let's take our seats. Your Excellency the President, this is a swearing-in ceremony for the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and President of the Supreme Court and Judge of the Supreme Court of Kenya. Your Excellency duly appointed the Chief Justice through Gazette Notice number 4705, dated and published on 19th of May 2021, in exercise of the powers conferred to Your Excellency by Article 166 1A of the Constitution of Kenya. Your Excellency also appointed the Judge of the Supreme Court through Gazette Notice number 4698, dated 11th May 2021 and published on 13th of May 2021, in exercise of the powers conferred to Your Excellency by Article 166 1B of the Constitution of Kenya. If it pleases Your Excellency, it is now my humble duty to call the Chief Justice Designate, Honorable Lady Justice Martha Karambu Koome, to take her oath of office.
I, Martha Karambu Koome, Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, do swear in the name of the Almighty God to diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya and to impartially do justice in accordance with this Constitution as by law established, and the laws and customs of the Republic without any fear, favor, bias, affection, ill will, prejudice, or any political, religious, or other influence. In the exercise of the judicial functions entrusted to me, I will at all times, and to the best of my knowledge and ability, protect, administer, and defend this Constitution with a view to upholding the dignity and the respect for the judiciary and the judicial system of Kenya, and promoting fairness, independence, competence, and integrity within it. So help me God.
Your Excellency, may I now call upon Judge of the Supreme Court, Designate Honorable Mr. Justice William Okello Ouko, to take his oath of office.
I, Ouko William Okello, Judge of the Supreme Court of Kenya, do swear in the name of the Almighty God to diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya and to impartially do justice in accordance with this Constitution as by law established and the laws and customs of the Republic without any fear, favor, bias, affection, ill will, prejudice, or any political, religious, or other influence. In the exercise of the judicial functions entrusted to me, I will at all times, and to the best of my knowledge and ability, protect, administer, defend this Constitution with a view to upholding the dignity and the respect for the judiciary and the judicial system of Kenya, and promoting fairness, independence, competence, and integrity within it. So help me God.
Your Excellency, this brings us to the end of the swearing-in ceremony, and I take this opportunity on behalf of the Chief Justice, the Judicial Service Commission, and the entire judiciary family to thank you. May God bless us all.
Thank you, Madam Registrar. Your Excellency may now proceed to address this gathering, and thereafter, if it pleases Your Excellency, to grant the Chief Justice and the newly appointed Judge of the Supreme Court a photo opportunity. His Excellency the President, sir.
Thank you very much. Do I please be seated? Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. And once again, as I said, I apologize for the delay. I was held up in Mombasa a little bit, so I apologize. We were not being on time. But more than that, just to say what a great day this is as we celebrate the confirmation of a new Chief Justice for the Republic of Kenya, but also for me, a particularly singular honor to be the first president to swear in the first female Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya. I had, these people here had prepared a long story for me to say, but I purposely said I will not, because it is not for me to tell you how to execute your work. Only to say, and that is actually what I was going to do, just to remind you of just the oath that you have taken. And to impartially do justice in accordance with this Constitution, as by law established, and the laws and customs of the Republic, without any fear, favor, bias, affection, ill will, prejudice, and any political, religious, or other influence in the exercise of the judicial functions entrusted to you. And I will at all times, and to the best of my knowledge and ability, protect, administer, defend this Constitution with a view of upholding the dignity and the respect for the judiciary and the judicial system of Kenya, and promoting fairness, independence, competence, and integrity within it. Mine is only to wish you God's blessings as you embark on your duties. We will pray for you. We know you will succeed. We are there to partner with you and to work with you as the executive branch of government. We want to partner with you. We want to work together with you. And we pray for your success. Justice Ouko, both of you, at least, mmetoka from grassroots huko, mmekuwa in the system. Hakuna kukusomesha chochote. Fanya haki tu, na sisi hatutakuwa na shida. Mungu awabariki na walinde. Asanteni sana.
With your kind permission, Your Excellency, if we could do a few photos.
Or rather, that was the swearing-in ceremony of Mother Koome as Kenya's Chief Justice at State House Nairobi. Lady Justice Mother Koome has just made history as Kenya's first female Chief Justice. Lady Justice Koome becomes Kenya's 15th Chief Justice and the third under the current constitution. After this ceremony, Lady Justice Koome will then proceed to her new office at the Supreme Court, where she will be received by the Judicial Service Commission, the Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu, Chief Registrar of the Judiciary Anna Madi, Supreme Court judges and the Judiciary Leaders Advisory Council. Thereafter, come Monday, the May 24th of 2021, the judiciary is expected to host an Assumption of Office ceremony to hand over instruments of power to the new Chief Justice. President Uhuru Kenyatta appointed Martha Koome as Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya on May 19th, 2021. Her appointment followed her approval by the National Assembly on Wednesday this week. Well, in other news now, 9 counties have signed contracts that will allow research scientists from the National Museums of Kenya access information and material from herbalists across the country. The initiative, which focuses on traditional medicines, aims at empowering communities by harnessing indigenous knowledge and creating job opportunities.
The signing took place. Dr. Tunga Nyacheo, the chief of the Research Institute of Primate Research at National Museums of Kenya, said the prior informed consent by herbalists would enable the natural product industry access herbal products from herbalists.
Currently, we are struggling with the coronavirus, and through the initiative of the government, we are trying to reach traditional herbalists because the fight against the coronavirus, we have to fight it from all ways. We know vaccines are coming, but also we are we are trying to access herbal products so that we can also use them as remedies against this coronavirus.
Dr. Nyacheo further observed that the government, through the Natural Products Industry Initiative at the National Museums of Kenya, will empower communities by harnessing indigenous knowledge, adding that herbalists have for a long time remained unrecognized.
For many years, we know the communities have indigenous knowledge on issues of herbal products, and the government has realized that we can harness this potential and transform it to an industry.
The counties that have signed the contract include Kakamega, Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Kirinyaga, Nyeri, Murang'a, Bungoma, Siaya, and Taita Taveta. For Channel One News, I'm Jacqueline Masharia.
In other news, Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga has called on area residents to continue adhering to the COVID-19 containment measures to help stem the spread of the disease in the county. Kahiga said so far the county of Nyeri has recorded 2,057 cases, and the numbers may rise if complacency kicks in. In the last 24 hours, the county recorded 3 new cases and 1 COVID-19 related death.
Says 57% of the new cases were reported in Nyeri Central Sub-County alone. He noted that out of 169 recently admitted patients in various isolation facilities across the county, 145 are asymptomatic.
The Indian variety or variant of the COVID-19 is already in the country. As we are speaking, about 300 patients are in isolation in Kisumu. If we do not, and I repeat, if we do not have a multi-agency, collaborative, all-inclusive attack on this disease, we might be overwhelmed.
Kaiga says all recipients of the first COVID-19 vaccine will be issued new guidelines for the second dose.
The second dose will be administered after 12 weeks and not 8 weeks, as previously communicated. All those eligible for the second dose will receive an SMS message communicating the new date for their second dose appointment.
The governor, however, says the county is at the moment faced with numerous challenges, such as drug shortage due to insufficient cash flow, a situation he says may affect the county's war on the pandemic.
And away from that, we now cross to the Supreme Court, where our reporter Sarafina Ruby is on the ground to give us a brief of the situation on the ground ahead of the arrival of the Chief Justice, that is Lady Justice Martha Koome, who will proceed from State House Nairobi to her new office at the Supreme Court. She is expected to be received by the Judicial Service Commission, the Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu, Chief Registrar of the Judiciary Anna Amadi, Supreme Court judges and the Judiciary Leaders Advisory Council. Sarafina, kindly bring us to speed on the situation on the ground ahead of her arrival.
Well, indeed, a very good afternoon, Jackie. Coming to you live from the Supreme Court of Kenya here in Nairobi, whereby we are expecting the Chief Justice Martha Koome, who has just taken oath of office at the State House, whereby she is expected to come to the Supreme Court, whereby she'll be received by the Judicial Service Commission, members of the Judicial Service Commission, the Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu, the Chief Registrar Anna Madi, the Judicial Leaders Association Council, and other Supreme Court judges here at the Supreme Court of Kenya. Any moment from now, we're expecting her to arrive here at the Supreme Court, whereby she will be ushered into her new office here at the Supreme Court. And later on, we'll see tomorrow or on Monday, whereby she will be given the powers of the instruments of power here at the Supreme Court in a special ceremony that will be held here. Well, Martha Koome takes office as the 15th Chief Justice of Kenya and the third after in the 2010 Constitution, whereby as she comes in, much is expected of her from Kenyans, including the most recent matter, which includes the BBI, the Building Bridges Initiative appeal, whereby the BBI Secretariat and other members are supporting it have explained their intentions to head to the Court of Appeal, whereby now the new Chief Justice Martha Karambu Koome is expected to come up with a panel a bench of judges that will oversee the matter at the Court of Appeal. Also, there are other number of issues that she's expected to face, including matters of corruption here in the judiciary. Also, matters including the appointment of the now 40 judges. She's expected most people are expecting to see how she's going to handle that matter, so that we can have the president appoint the 40 judges, so that work at the judiciary can be seamless, given that 12 of the judges are expected to be taken to the Court of Appeal. Also, other matters that she's expected to look into are matters of finances, given that the judiciary has been facing a lot of challenges in terms of finances. And during her voting and her interview, she said that she will find solutions into such matters, including the judiciary matters, including speaking to the legislature and even the executive, and matters of financial autonomy of the judiciary. Well, much is expected of her, and she'll be making her way here at the Supreme Court, and we are waiting for her so that we can be able to see this auspicious occasion whereby she makes history as the first woman to be the Chief Justice of Kenya, the 15th Chief Justice and the third under the 2010 Constitution. Any moment from now, she'll be here and we'll be able to let you know or get the live pictures from here. Back to you, Jackie.
Well, that is our reporter Sarafina Ruby reporting live from the Supreme Court, where Lady Justice Martha Koome is expected to arrive any moment from now, where she will proceed to her new office at the Supreme Court. Come Monday, the May 24th, 2021, the judiciary is expected to host an assumption of office ceremony to hand over instruments of power to the new Chief Justice. On that note, we take a short break. Don't go too far. We still have more to come.
Umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka kwenye Quickbin ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM, ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitizama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353, alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye Quickbin ni bidhaa bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
Sasa hii ng'ombe ni yako.
Asante. Hii ng'ombe itatoa maziwa mengi kabisa. Sasa shida ya school fees imeisha. Jen, chukua hii. Hebu nikuulize, hii maneno nasikia ya bima ya elimu inaweza kuwa namna gani mtu anachukua?
Process ya kuchukua insurance cover yote ni rahisi. Hata niko na cover ya gari yangu. Kwanza unajaza proposal form kama hii na uijaze wewe mwenyewe. Na kama haujui kusoma, uijaze na mtu unayemwamini. Hakikisha ile majibu umepatiana ni sahihi na ni ya kweli. Pia thibitisha insurance cover imeangalia maslahi yako. Na usiwahi sign proposal form ambayo haijaandikwa kitu chochote. Pia ukumbuke kujitolea photocopy yako.
Sasa wacha nianze hiyo process.
By the way, ukisubmit hiyo proposal form, uhakikishe umepatiwa policy document. Uisome na uielewe. Hiyo ndio thibitisho ya kuwa una bima.
Asante sana.
Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na IRA.
Okay.
Welcome back. Now we proceed and we head over to Naivasha in Nakuru County, where Water Service Providers Association has called for good governance of water and sanitation in the country and more involvement of the youth in the sector, saying it will facilitate access to clean and sustainable water services. Now, reporter Yusuf is on the ground. Yusuf, kindly bring us to speed.
A very good afternoon to you, Wambiru, from the Lake Naivasha Resort. We are at the pre-conference of the Water Service Providers Association Youth and Women Water and Sanitation Conference 2021. Now, this conference was arranged basically to promote the inclusion of women and youth in water and sanitation project. And joining me right now to shed more light into the importance of this is the WASPA CEO, Anthony Wambugu. Good afternoon, sir. Many thanks for joining us. Now, walk me through the importance. How important is it to include women and youth in such projects?
Thank you very much. It's Ambugo. I think this is the pre-conference, and the conference is coming on the 30th of June 2021 to 2nd July. And it is done in partnership. You can see I'm flanked by our chairman WASPA, Chair Wiwas, and also the representative of young water professionals in this country. We have realized when we were looking at the rationale of developing this and coming up with this conference is that already nationally we have a backing under the Constitution 2010, Article 43, which talks about ensuring that every citizen in this country has a right of access to clean and safe water in adequate quantities and reasonable standards of sanitation. This is amplified at the international level under SDG 6, which talks of safely managed water and safely managed sanitation. But if we look at the coverage, it's still low for water and sanitation at 59 and 29 respectively. So, and a lot of empirical evidence shows that women and youth have been disenfranchised by not being included in matters of water and sanitation governance. And it is said if you go to households where the water source is outside the home, 80% of those who are involved in terms of collecting that water and bringing it into the home are women, and if they are youth, specifically, is the girl child. So you realize that this one provides a disproportionate burden because they become part of the infrastructure. A lot of time is delayed in getting this water. And you know about the menstrual health. If a girl child doesn't have access, then you realize that there will be missed school opportunities. And all these contribute to high disease burden. We are talking about communicable diseases, which is a very big burden. When we adopted Session Paper 1, I think, of 1964, one of the enemies we were supposed to fight was disease. But you realize that the country is still ravaged by the communicable diseases at 75%. And evidence shows that if you invest more in terms of water and sanitation, then you are able to manage the disease burden. So here, fundamentally, what we have realized is that women and youth have been excluded in matters of water and sanitation governance. And there is evidence that if we include them, then we will be able to accelerate progress towards achievement of SDG 6. And that is why it is fundamentally important. And you find that these are the people who interface and interact most of the time with water.
Maybe in your capacity as WASPA, maybe to encourage them, maybe what have you done to encourage the youth to take up such opportunities?
So what we are doing here is that we have discovered that most of us have been able to accumulate knowledge in the water sector. But as we exit the system, it is important to prepare the next set of generations in terms of leaders of water and sanitation. And that is where the issue of mentoring comes in, succession planning. How do we ensure that there is knowledge transfer to the next set of leaders so that they don't come in and fumble, so that whatever we have achieved, because they are the IT generation, they can complement with that to make water services better in this country, because that is the biggest challenge that we are being confronted. And now what we are looking at, this conference provides an opportunity where it will be a platform that the youth will come together and exchange notes in terms of are there good practices within our jurisdiction, and if not, other jurisdictions, because you look today in the pre-conference, we have had even international participation, and that is the overarching theme of the conference. And that is why we want to tap into it and also see the challenges. How do we manage? Then from there, we leverage in terms of coming up with strategies that will accelerate progress towards realization of the human right to water.
All right. Thank you very much, Bwana CEO. Jackie, that is all we have for you right now. We'll have a comprehensive story for this in our subsequent bulletins, but until then, back to you in studio.
Well, that was our reporter Yusuf Faro, where Water Service Providers Association is calling for good governance of water and sanitation in the country. Now, moving on, residents living along the Voi River in Taita Taveta County have been urged to be environmental champions and engage in frequent tree planting. Taita Taveta Ecosystem Conservator Charles Courier says it is paramount to plant more trees, especially on riverbanks where activities such as sand harvesting are threatening to inflict irreversible damage.
Speaking while launching a tree planting exercise in the county, Taita Taveta Ecosystem Conservator Charles Courier said the tree planting campaign will be carried out in the sub-counties of Mwatate, Wundanyi, Taveta and Voi.
Juu ya upandaji wa miti na vile tunatakiwa tufanye na zile miti tunatakiwa tupande ndio tuweze kufikisha lengo la Kenya la kupata 10% tree cover by the year 2022. Kwa sababu hiyo ndio malengo ya serikali.
Courier said the exercise is aimed at rehabilitating Voi River where sand harvesting is rampant.
Ni mtu wa maana sana katika kaunti yetu. Lakini hata mkiangalia mnaona ni kama mazingira kidogo inaharibika. The river basin ama the river hapo unakuta miti imekatwa ama pengine ni bushes zimemea, na tunataka kuhifadhi ndio maji yenye inatirika kwa hiyo mto. Hiyo ni maji safi na iweze kufikia watu wengi.
The initiative aims to boost efforts currently underway to ensure the country attains the 10% forest cover by the year 2022.
And in the business world, Liquid Telecom has unveiled its new identity, Liquid Intelligent Technologies. In a multi-pronged expansion strategy in Africa, the company plans to invest billions of shillings in expanding cloud business, cybersecurity services, and other technologies. Liquid Telecom currently offers cloud computing, fiber internet, and data center services in 13 African countries.
Adil El Youssefi, CEO for Liquid Intelligent Technologies East Africa, says the change of name to Liquid Intelligent Technologies shows the firm's intentions to expand its cloud business, cybersecurity services, and other technologies added to its existing telecoms and connectivity capability. Liquid Intelligent Technologies will also expand its managed services offering to drive and ensure successful adoption of tools to reimagine their customers' businesses and how they work and connect. Early this year, Liquid Telecoms raised 63 billion shillings from the bond sale to help it in the rollout of more products on the African continent. The International Finance Corporation estimates that the African digital economy is expected to be worth $180 billion by 2025. Adil says the rebrand will further create recognition with local businesses that they provide digital solutions in addition to the usual connectivity services, enabling them to accelerate their digital transformation. The company, which operates a 73,000-kilometer fiber network, says it wants to expand its cloud business, cybersecurity services, and other technologies to its existing telecoms and connectivity capability.
The government has started implementing the 15 billion shillings Kenya off-grid solar access project in Samburu County. The funds will go towards standalone solar systems and clean cooking solutions for households. The program is aimed at expanding clean cooking solutions to communities living away from the national electricity connections.
The government is now calling on the private sector to submit proposals for the testing and subsequent supply of clean cooking stoves. Deputy Director at the Department of Renewable Energy, Dr. Shadrack Kipkemoi, said that manufacturers who meet the standards of cooking stoves required will be supported to produce more than 90,000 units.
This testing is to come up with, we see which one is now meeting the standards, because we have some international standards. We also have local standards on the efficiency of the cook stoves.
Of the 15 billion shillings, 4.8 is set to go towards standalone solar systems and clean cooking solutions for households. Currently, the project has kicked off testing for cook stoves and clean cooking technologies in Samburu County.
The reason why we are pushing on these cook stoves, because apart from what you have just said about benefits to the consumers, it's also very good to the environment, because of most of them are we used to call them kunimbili. So you can actually use 2 pieces of wood and you cook lunch for your family.
14 different types of clean cooking stoves from different manufacturers were lit at the same time to cook the same type and quantity of rice using new modern jikos as compared to the ones used at home, as the government ramps up the project to other counties.
After the testing, there is a process where there is analysis done and the consumer acceptance and all that is evaluated. The important thing to highlight is once the stoves are tested here does not mean that the project will promote them. We first of all have to receive business proposals from the companies to show that they have the correct business models to sell the products in the market.
The Ministry of Energy plans to eliminate dirty cooking technologies in Kenya that are blamed for many cases of lung diseases. Alan Auko, Channel 1 Business.
Farmers in the North Rift have been urged to maximize their income by planting and cultivating high-value crops. Western Gishu County Deputy Governor Daniel Chemno said coffee, macadamia and avocado are among other crops that are fetching higher returns on the international markets.
Traditional maize growing in the North Rift has turned to be a big challenge to farmers because they largely rely on government subsidies to purchase farm inputs or sell their produce.
Hii crops ambayo sisi kama serikali ya kaunti tunahimiza: kahawa, macadamia, avocado na passion. Hiyo ni vitu ambayo itabadilisha maisha yetu forever.
Speaking while distributing free seedlings to farmers at Kapsoret in Western Gishu County, the Deputy Governor Daniel Chemno told the farmers to cultivate high-value crops in order to maximize their income.
Sehemu za macadamia tunaenda kupeana 3,785 katika hii sub county. Pia ndizi wali request takriban miche 10,000 kati ya ile 20,000 tulisource. Hiyo inaonyesha bidii ya wakulima katika sehemu hii.
Western Gishu County Executive for Agriculture Samuel Yego said the number of farmers requesting for promotional crops seedlings is gradually rising.
The amount of seedlings ambayo tunawapatia wakulima inatoshana na ile ya hiyo miaka yote ambayo tumewapatia.
A kilogram of coffee nut trades between 500 shillings and 600 shillings, while macadamia going for between 120 shillings and 130 shillings. The county government started rolling out the diversification program in 2017 as a way to uplift economic status of its county residents by making agriculture a profitable venture. Farmers from Kapsoret sub-county got 10,560, 3,785 and 27,000 tissue culture, bananas, macadamia and coffee seedlings respectively.
And in the sports world, the national women's soccer team Harambee Starlets will begin its Africa Women's Cup of Nations 2022 qualifying campaign in October after Confederation of African Football announced new dates. Starlets is pitted against underdog South Sudan and was due to play the first leg in June, but will now face off in October.
The first leg pit in Harambee Starlets and South Sudan is scheduled between October 18th to 26th, while the second round matches are set for February 14th to 23rd, 2022. In its statement, CAF said condition of certain venues and COVID-19 restrictions had informed the postponement of the qualifiers. The aggregate winner over the two legs will advance to the second and final qualifying round of the finals, which will involve a total of 11 teams. Harambee Starlets will be looking to qualify for the Africans Women Cup of Nations for the second time after their 2016 appearance in Cameroon, where they exited the tournament at the group stage. The 2022 finals set for Morocco will see 3 top finishers earning automatic slots to represent Africa at the Women's World Cup finals in 2023 in Australia and New Zealand. 2 more slots will be earned through playoffs. Daniel Mwendwa for Channel 1 Sports.
Double Olympic and full-time triple jump world champion and one of American track and field's biggest stars, Christian Taylor, will miss this summer's Olympics after rupturing his Achilles tendon, which only 2 months before the Tokyo Games are due to start. Now, the American suffered the injury at Wednesday's Golden Spike competition in the Czech Republic, and his coach, Rana Rader, say that he underwent surgery in Germany on Thursday. Taylor's wife, Beatrice Crowd, also say that Taylor had undergone surgery but did not provide details on the length of his absence. The Tokyo Olympic Games are due to start on 23rd July after being delayed because of the coronavirus pandemic. Former Arsenal and Crystal Palace striker Ian Wright says Chelsea could miss out on the Premier League top four despite being in a more comfortable position than Liverpool and Leicester City. Chelsea